have just entered the casual conversations of the Uneducated Education Talk Show. I'm your host, Jay. We'll talk about lots of things, so join the conversation.
Welcome. You are entering the casual conversations of the Uneducated Education Talk Show, UE for short. I'm your host, Jay. Occasionally, I'll have a panel of special guests that'll add to the conversation, and other times it'll be discussions just from my point of view. I like to call those small talks. Here at UE, we will talk about all sorts of things, but mostly those important to you all watching. This is why you'll have a hand in picking the topics. All you have to do is get in the conversation. Continue the conversation in the comments below and follow us on Instagram at Uneducated Education. Now listen, guys, I am not a professional. However, what I will do is draw from my knowledge, my education, and my many life experiences to give you good feedback on the topics we discussed. So, with that being out the way, let me go ahead and introduce you to today's panel. What we got here is your girl AC and Michelle. Hey, they are the hosts of the hilarious Yams podcast. And we also have your girl Sabone and Lene. And they are the hosts of the Who Am I podcast. We're going to get you all the deets on the podcast later so you guys can join in because you don't want to miss out. All right. Today's discussion is on relationships. Ain't no way to, you know what I'm saying, like tiptoe into that. We're just going to go ahead and get it cracking, okay? Is y'all ready, though?
We ready.
We ready.
All right. So what we're going to do is I have a couple questions, and some of them I picked from the discussions from the IG page, and some of them just kind of went along with the topic. So with that said, we're going to jump into it. Now, I know we're talking about relationships, but the first thing that kind of comes up sometimes that nobody wants to talk about is before you get into the relationship, you single, right? So what do you do with your singleness? Let's start there. Who wants to kick it off?
Ooh. For me, my singleness, it's a lot of rotating emotions, I'll say. But where I am right now is just really trying to like almost rediscover who I am. So that way when I do get into a relationship, and I know this sounds very like cliche, but like honestly, taking a serious inventory of what I have going on, all that stuff. So that way when it is time for me to be in a relationship, it's like, okay, boom, let's do it. We out here.
See, now let me say something to that right there, like real quick, because I was listening to something else. I don't know what I was listening to. And this seems to be half of the problem because not all females got their shit together and you know what I'm saying, squared away or whatever, but a lot of us are. And why is it that I always hear females talking about why they single? You know, I'm gonna work on myself. I want to get myself together. I want to be X, Y, and Z. But I don't really be hearing no dudes say that.
Nope.
I'm just saying, I'm sure that there are some out there. Don't be coming for me. I'm not speaking for everybody. However, the ones I be running into, I'm just saying. So I just wanted to throw that out there for the people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody can give me some insight on that later. Who else? What else y'all got going on in your singleness?
My singleness.
Okay, so for me, I really just try to be real with myself about what I want in relationships. And then at this time, it's just pretty much like figuring out if I'm even ready, which the answer is no, because I'm just not there in a lot of ways to get into a relationship. So just trying to, like Annie said, figure out, you know, what I want, who I am, what I even bring to the table. And so, like I said, I'm not ready. So I'm not even going to bother. With
that right there is a level of honesty that I don't know that many people are ready to acknowledge. That was good. That was good.
Can't even lie.
About what you got.
My singleness is a mess.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's a whole mess. I've been in a relationship for so long. Being single now is very new to me. I think that I got so caught up in knowing me as a pair, or, you know, being with someone, and this journey on figuring me out. It's a mess. And
Okay.
but it's great too, because I'm learning what it is that I don't like and what I do. Kind of setting in my mess, knowing like I have to, you know, kind of own what it is that I need to fix for myself.
Okay.
I think we do get caught up in that journey of trying to figure us out, being cool and set for the next or that person. And a lot of guys do not. I think it's just because we don't really require much from them, honestly. And so we set this standard, you know, so it's different. Like if we did, and I think that they would be on a journey of trying to fix themselves to find that right person, but we don't. And I've learned that in my singleness, acting the food. But it's good, you know, and I'm enjoying it. I'm starting to get to a point to where I'm enjoying it.
Okay, and that's good. That's a good
We're
place.
figuring out, who am I? Like, who are we? That's a question that's asked constantly. We do things and we're like, who am I? Like, who is this? Like, I'm confused. I've never done this, but it's great.
That's good, because it brings me to, now I don't remember exactly all the specifics, but when we get into talking about our singleness, it brings me back to this amazing series that I watched on YouTube. And if you haven't checked it out, I suggest you do so. It was by the Transformation Church, and the series was called Relationship Goals. Honey,
It's so bomb.
listen, when I tell you it spoke to, now I will say this. All of the teachings are like, have a biblical background. So if you're not familiar with Jesus, you might, you know what I'm saying, you might want to go down that road, but it's good. Okay? even if you're not, you still gonna get something out of it though, because it breaks down. I think it's before the person, single not alone. It hits on dating, it hits on marriage, it hits on sex. Okay, it's really good, and it breaks down stuff the way that if you grew up in a church, nobody probably ever broke it down to you, at least for me. So, but it's really good. So you should check it out if you haven't listened to it yet. All right. So I think we're pretty good on what to do with while we're single. I'm on the same page as kind of a sum of all of you guys. I just try to work on me and take advantage of what I get to do, instead of looking at it like, oh my gosh, I'm single, which I do sometimes. But I turn it around and I say, what am I able to do while I'm single? Because I can give myself extra time and attention. I can do things and focus on myself in a way that, you know, I might have to share some of that attention in another way. So that's what I'm trying to do. And it takes my mind off the fact that I won't be cuddling tonight. So moving on. Second question. We're going to get into this. So when you single, are we still doing hookups out here, ladies? Is that still a thing? Is there still like a negative stigma on that, or what?
I feel like if you're single, you can do what you want to do as long as you're being real with the person or people or whatever. Like, be upfront with your intentions. If you're just looking for a quick little thing, then say that. If you want more, say that too, you know.
Are we being honest with the people out here? That's what I heard you say.
That's what we should be doing.
Right. Okay.
That's the right thing to do.
Okay, that would be nice. I like it. I'm with it. Who else?
I say yes and no all at the same time.
Why? Explain.
I say yes because, I mean, like, we all have needs, right? So, like, I'm not trying to say, like, cut yourself off completely, but I also say no because I still feel like even though it's just a hookup, there's a certain extent of you pouring into that person. Okay. And me and my singleness, I like to spend that time pouring into myself.
Okay.
So, yes and no.
Okay, so I will admit that I'm a little bit of a late bloomer. And I was very, very prudish in my earlier years. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It just is what it is. And I was just not about a hookup, okay? Just not about a hookup. Because for me, I kind of feel like I connect a little bit with what Lene is saying, because I always wanted to tie sex to actual feelings and emotions of loving somebody, of being in a relationship, being with someone, because it just means more for me when that happens. But you know what I'm saying? Plus I got my little spiritual self over here, you know what I'm saying, where I try to do the right thing and live right and follow this path. I be trying, you know what I'm saying? And then there's just her. Then there's just her, right, over here. And it'd be like, you know what you're feeling? You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I battle with myself, and I know that I am not unique in that. And for anybody out there that is, you know, steadfast on that journey and keeping their legs closed, sis, don't listen to me, okay? You just fight a good fight. You just keep fighting a good fight, okay? But right now, where I am now, you know what I'm saying? I think that you know, hooking up, having some friends is totally okay. But just be real. Just be real. Like, dudes be lying that don't even have to be lying. Just
don't even have to.
Girl.
Just what is it? What is we doing, sir?
Right.
And
It's really that simple.
I think a lot of that stems from they don't really know either. Like a lot of times they just think they're in it for one thing, and then when it turns, if it turns into something else, they don't know how to handle it, which is where we get ghosting and all that other unnecessary foolishness.
Okay.
So that's just one perspective.
Okay, and I see all of it. I get all of it. That can take us somewhere totally different. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. So we're in our singleness. We might be hooking up, might not, but we in the process of starting to think about or entertain a relationship. What qualities are you looking for?
I look for compassion, like empathy, somebody who's communicative, funny. I like humor. Like, you got to make me laugh. Like honesty, loyalty, those types of
attractive.
things. Exactly.
Go ahead, AC.
Shane line.
You can't be out here looking like a gremlin making me laugh and thinking we're gonna get something. That's just not it. That's not.
I mean,
facts.
Everybody is not blessed though in that department. So is you automatically shooting them down if they like?
Is that my problem?
I mean, you're right. Is there an in between though? Is it like you got to be like fine, or you know what I'm saying, like?
No, because all my men have been a little funny looking, and I acknowledge it's like, you know, you don't have to be fine, but I don't want you to be ugly to the point where I might be slightly embarrassed to introduce you to my friends. My friends are like gonna roast you in the group chat, and so it's like I need to know that my significant other, you know, you have to meet their approval. Unfortunately, well, in the looks department, you have to meet their, you know.
You know me, I will clown. You know, you already know that.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not saying, like, I think honesty is, I'm big on that. I think, especially if we two single people, like, come on, like, there's nothing better than having a sexual relationship, but also an honest relationship. Because we have no obligation towards each other. Just keep it funky. That's it. And I think that, I guess, guys get caught up in like lying so much because they're so used to like dealing with women with, I don't want to say young-minded, but like when you are sure of yourself, you know exactly what you want. Like, I don't need all that extra. You know, I don't need all of the extra. Just keep it all the way real. Like, and let's scratch the itch and let's go. Like, and that like all I need is the itch scratch. I don't need I don't need it. I really don't. And then please, like, I'm not too into materialistic things, but can we have like your own apartment and a car? Like, can we have
Okay,
those
listen.
things?
Listen, I don't want to cut you off, but this is hilarious. Now, I want to make sure that I draw people's attention because I'm pretty sure her page is public. But I watched the most hilariously true and sad video on Facebook. Her name was Atara Dallas. Okay, she posted this on the 14th of April. Listen, when I tell you, the sis said that out here in these streets right now, we are basically having to piece together. Like it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes to make one, and ain't nobody talking about a perfect person. I'm not perfect. I don't think any of y'all are proclaiming to be perfect, but we're not looking for perfection. We just looking for some shit that makes sense. It just gotta make sense. That's it.
So, I literally just said this to AC. I keep forgetting to call you that. I'm sorry. I'm calling you again. But I literally just said this to her the other day. I don't think I'm going to find what I need in one person. Like, then we just had our conversation. Like, I just said that. I don't think that I'm going to find what I need in one person or what I want. Like, I have to have, like, multiples or nothing at all.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Claiming that. I mean, that is my reality right now, but I'm not claiming that. Like
I feel you.
we gonna move on. That's what we gonna do. Okay. Now, we established like what qualities we want, and then do you have any deal breakers or deal makers? What you got, Michelle?
Cornrows.
Is that a breaker or maker? You feeling the cornrows?
That is a breaker all day. Do not come with me with no cornrows or no braids. We're not, just get out my face, off top. Go ahead. Not doing it.
People note that out there. Okay, no.
She means that with her whole heart.
With her whole heart.
Her whole heart, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they coming down the street and everything else, like face, teeth, they got a good job, they loyal, but if they got the cornrows, it's a no.
Cornrows just make me think like, I don't know, it's weird to me looking at a man with cornrows and like in a suit at the same time. It's weird. But cornrows make me think like, so real. I just think of jail and like 18 baby moms when I see cornrows, and that's so terrible to think that, but that's what I. So no.
Now, let me say that the views and opinions of Michelle are not necessarily those. Lene, what y'all got out there?
They got a problem with it. They can pull up.
Listen, if everything else is together and he open and I'm open, you know what I'm saying? He might not like everything about me. If he's open to, you know what I'm saying, doing something different with the hair, then boom, you a great guy. That's all I'm saying.
Like if he gets to a point where he cuts it, then all right. But we not.
But you didn't even give the brother a chance.
Right.
He was approaching you, and you gave him the face like just no. Don't do it.
I don't like them. I don't like cornrows.
Okay, that's fair. Hey, we like what we like. What else? Anybody got deal breakers or deal makers?
I think a deal breaker for me is not being motivated. Like you have no drive, like just no like nothing. You just chilling.
All the time. All the time.
Right. I don't have time for that. You can't just be kicking it while I'm out here grinding and hustling and working hard, trying to make these goals in life, and you just chilling.
I feel it. Now I felt that with my whole heart too.
Okay.
Yeah.
As somebody who is childless, I have to draw the line somewhere with children. I would prefer none, but knowing where I am in life, that's going to be hard to find. So for me, a hard pass is any more than one child or
Damn, she done, look, we already at like a 6%, you know, and she done took herself down to like 2.5.
and that's fine. That is fine. Or if you have multiple children with multiple baby mothers, like if you have 2 kids with the same woman, that's a different thing for me. But if you just out here smanging and banging and making kids, then it's like, I got a little bit of a problem with
that is so real. Very real.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't have kids of my own, and that's something that I want to experience with my significant other, and you can't do that for me if you already have kids.
I mean, they can, but that's fair though. That is totally fair. Hey, I get it. It's hard out here. I get it.
I guess what I should have said was I would want that to be a first for the both of us. You get what I mean? So I can still give him a child, but it wouldn't be his first child. It would just be mine. If you're picking up what I'm putting down.
I picked it up when you first said it. I get it.
Okay.
My thing is, I am more like I don't know. I don't claim this, but this is what I've been told. Like I kind of have a personality like a dude. I just like to communicate. That is a deal maker and a deal breaker for me. Like we talked about earlier, you know what I'm saying? Are people hooking up? I mean, if that's what it is, just say so. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know what you feel. I let you know what I feel. I give you the opportunity to accept or deny it. You give me the same courtesy. You cannot, if you're an adult, baby, if you're an adult at this age and you cannot communicate, we got a problem. You know what? If you feeling me, just fucking say it.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. And guess what? If we messing around and you ain't feeling me no more, boo, say that too. It's okay. It's okay. Listen, this one right here, this one. Okay, cool.
It was fun. Thank you.
Right.
I ain't gonna slash your tires. I ain't gonna stalk you. Like that's not what you do. It's okay. And you know what I'm gonna hit you with? I wish you the best.
That's it.
That's all.
I thought of another petty one too when you
said Go ahead. Love petty.
Proper noun verb agreement.
Oh my God.
That, like, especially because I'm a big texter. I'm a big text person. And so if you got all kinds of grammatical errors and spelling errors in your text, then it makes me wonder, like,
especially when spell check come on the phone.
Okay.
Grammar.
Yes.
Like,
because that means you went out of your way to spell it wrong because the phone told you it was wrong when it was wrong.
I mean, maybe they got one of those you know what I'm saying, like the older phones. They
got it on there too. It started on that phone, actually. Yes.
No.
And I'm the type to send like a star and the correct spelling.
Yeah, I can do the same thing. And my favorite time to do it is if we're like in the middle of an argument and you spell some shit wrong. I'm
right.
No, what you meant for real. you like real bad. Like there's levels to this. You like graduated.
Yeah. That's a real thing for me. I even have that in my online dating profile. Like, subject, verb, agreement is essential.
Noted. All right, let's move on. So the next thing we want to talk about, this is what I want to talk about. I got questions. I got questions out here. I got questions, okay? Is monogamy, is that like realistic? Is that realistic? And with that, what does commitment mean to people anymore? Like, I got questions.
You better talk that talk, okay?
It's gonna have to be realistic because I'm not sharing. So you gonna have to figure it out.
That part.
That's an absolute non-negotiable.
I mean,
if you can't handle that, I don't know what to say to you, but I'm not sharing.
Good.
We're not about to be on no dick schedule. Like, we're not doing all that. So
Okay.
You get Mondays and I get Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
I'm way too selfish, and I'm afraid of jail for that type of environment. Because the moment I get jealous, the moment I get angry, and then I'm not really sure where else that's going to lead. So to avoid all of that, I need you to understand that we're in a monogamous relationship.
It's real.
I mean, you said it real good for me.
She spoke for me on that one. She spoke for me on that one.
That is
But now, but so that if there's any dudes out there in the world that might be listening, listen, I don't want y'all to get confused. Okay. Don't confuse this with what we said before. Okay. We talking about we in a relationship. Okay. If we in a relationship, there should be an understanding there. Once, okay, let me interject this real quick, because I think a lot of people don't understand this either. You got hooking up, having fun, right? You got dating, and then you got being in a relationship. None of those things should be assumed. Again, back to communication. If we just fucking around, then we have agreed upon that. Not so nowadays you got to ask a dude, are you in a relationship? Is there anybody who thinks that they're in a relationship with you?
Yes.
Okay, so if we're on the same page, then we good. We both out here single doing our thing. Neither one of us can get upset. You know what I'm saying? If one see the other doing what, bam, good.
Communication.
However, this is more so for females. You know what I'm saying? We don't do everything right. I'm gonna need us to stop assuming we in relationships with dudes if we ain't had that conversation. Just because we hanging out all the time, that don't mean we in a relationship. Okay, so I don't want dudes to, you know what I'm saying, misunderstand where you coming from. If we doing this, so we doing this is what we doing. It's just us. It's just us. Me and you, then okay, I'm with you. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. That was it. Okay.
I guess I have a different perspective.
I mean, give it to me. Give it.
I've been in an open relationship before, and I would say that like it worked. But we communicated everything. We talked about everything.
Okay.
Like we set boundaries for what we can, what we cannot do, what we're okay with, what we're not okay with. We talked about like who the person was that we would be involved with. And I mean like literally everything. So I think it can have the possibility to work, but it depends on the people. But that communication is like number one. Because you can't just, I mean, being in an open relationship without communication is like cheating. Like you can't just be out here chilling. We gotta talk about this stuff and make sure everybody's on the same playing field and that like we're okay with it. Because if not, then like you can't just be doing that. That's not cool.
We keep coming back to that communication thing, boy. I'm telling you, that's like, ooh.
That's why they say it's key.
Okay. Let's keep it moving. So the next question that we have now, you know what I'm saying, we talk about what you're looking for and we dating. Now, when you dating somebody, ladies, in your opinion, is it okay to date multiple people?
You single, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as women, always been taught to like, you know, we got shows or whatever about a guy, so we always would put all of our eggs in one basket. And I know for me, that never worked out for me. So I'm just like, all right, I am single. I can do what I want as long as I'm being honest. Again, communicating what it is that I'm doing or all that stuff. Yeah, date multiple people until you figure out which one fits you.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm with it.
You don't know like really what you want or.
Listen, for me, and I tell people this, with dating, the purpose of it is to figure out who is the best fit for you. So hopefully, or if you are, it's your business, but you know what I'm saying, maybe you're not necessarily fucking around with multiple people at one time, but I can date 3, 4, 5 guys. Again, there's that communication. I'm being open. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I believe in this. I want to be honest, put that on the table. If I'm somebody that you feeling, you'll let it be known. And if it gets to a point to where you want to, you know, require more of my time, or me not divide my time, you say that, we have a conversation, and then maybe, you know, things will change. But as far as dating, yeah, I'm out here having interviews.
Okay.
Well, for us as women, again, we're always so focused on like, well, we've been told if the man chooses you, then, you know, blah, blah, blah. But like, we also have a choice in who we end up with too. Like, we don't have to take on somebody just because they want to be with us. Like, that's where the dating comes in. Like, you can choose who you want to be with too.
I have a question. I need to interject. Is there going to be an offering and benediction at the end of this? Because I feel like it's a lot of preaching happening on this.
I'm just gonna leave my Cash App in the description below. You know what I'm saying? Feel free.
The church is now open because, baby.
Listen, we might even get us an unofficial dating site.
Okay.